Ferdinand Magellan first entered Guam in 1521, marking the beginning of Spain's 300-year occupation. Only a few short years later, a young Felipe Salcedo moored the San Pablo in the familiar southwest roadstead and went ashore in the Galleon's boat with some of his men. On August 15, 1568, during the feast of the Asunción de Nuestra Señora, a sudden and violent storm struck the island, driving the ship off her moorings and throwing her against the coastline, where she was smashed to pieces and a total loss of her Philippine gold, silver, and cinnamon cargo. On this episode, Japan Treasure Hunters Guam Edition, we are on the search for some 16th century Philippine gold and silver off the San Pablo shipwreck. Hopefully we can track it down. Alright, so after doing some research on the San Pablo, come to find out that it was actually anchored somewhere along this roadstead right here. And I come to this conclusion because right behind us is a Catholic church. And some of the crew had come in here to have a feast with the Catholic priests. The rest of the crew stayed out here on the ship. However, apparently they weren't good at reading weather, and a typhoon came in, rolled in, and pushed the ship along the reef here somewhere and broke it apart. After it broke apart, apparently all the load was lost. All the treasure, everything that they brought was lost. So there was 40,000 pounds of cinnamon. There was some gold and some silver from the Philippines on it, and none of it was recovered. However, what they did do was the crew had to stay out there on Coco Island for 3 or 4 months while they repaired a boat and made a boat from what was left and what they had out here, and they sailed back to the Philippines. So apparently the treasure is still here somewhere along this roadstead. So what we're going to do today is we're going to hit this little spot right here to see if we can come up with any of that 17th century treasure. All right, so looking out here, I'm not sure if you can hear me now, but looking out over here, so the ship had to been anchored somewhere in this little area right here. So when the storm came in, there's 2 stories actually. One, that the ship was pushed up against the shore and broke apart upon the shore, which I see that more feasible. But the other story is that it broke apart out there and the crew had to be rescued and taken out to Coco Island. That one I think is a little more far-fetched, because who's going to go rescue the crew in the middle of a typhoon? So I think it's more or less that it smashed up along the beach along here. And so hopefully the treasure spread out across the ground here somewhere. Does it look like an old Coke bottle to you? It is. Old Coke bottle. Nice. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try out this one here. Definitely try that guy out. It's shallow. Doing our bit for Guam. Sounded good though. It's all gravy. Okay, so this is definitely in pull tab range, but also we know what else is around here, so we're gonna look for this guy. Oh, it's right there. What is this?
You got a little friend behind you.
Do I? Oh, hey buddy. Well, this is an interesting find. It's a cap, or at least a half of something. Pretty sweet. Rinse him off him. We'll see what he is later. Nice. Hey buddy, you're a young one, ain't ya? Ooh, this is definitely not 17th century pull tab, that's for sure. No matter where you go, you're gonna find the pull tabs. And it's in the silver range. Okay, I don't want to say I got my hopes up, but I kind of got my hopes up.
Oh. Well. Steel. And might be crazy to think this, but it looks to be,
Looks like a scabbard.
it looks like a scabbard, exactly. Looks just like a scabbard. So the question is this from the shipwreck of the San Pablo? Ooh, I'd love to think so. But we're gonna have to get it cleaned up and see, but as you can see, it's hollow on the inside, so it looks like maybe something was in the middle, like a blade. Beautiful, beautiful. So it looks like just pulled out of the water here, piece of deck planking, which I would like to have an optimistic guess that it's off the San Pablo. That would be awesome if it was. I think it is. Cool find. Okay, after a fantastic, brilliant day out at the San Pablo site, we could have found an arquebus barrel, part of one, part of a rapier scabbard, a chain shot, and actually we don't know what this last thing is, but it's still really cool. These could be artifacts that are 400 years old, I think, hold on. Yeah, at least 400 years old, found right there, right near the shore. So we're definitely going back. And I think after a little more research and a little more studying about where the ship actually moored at, we should be able to go back out and pinpoint exactly where that Philippine gold and silver could be stashed at. So come back, check us out, and see if we find it.